and the 2 episodes that followed on from it. And we had 3 sets of stories in that slightly interacted. And having made several of these games in the past and always being scared of repeating ourselves and trying to find something new to say and trying to push interactive storytelling forward, it was something that simultaneously excited us and terrified us. So we began to look at it as something we wanted to do purely from a storytelling perspective, to have 3 stories with 3 separate characters. And then as we began to develop it, it turned into something initially on the missions, when you could have these 3 separate perspectives that could mean the missions could be sped up and be much more kind of high octane and make the action side of the game much more compelling. And then finally, the bit that's probably the most genius aspect of it, the thing we're most proud of, is the bit that's when it's off mission and you can cut between the characters and you get these moments that are simultaneously, narrative or give you biography of the characters, but in a way that could only ever work in a game. So it was something that we, and in an open world game really, it's something that we really leapt upon when it was suddenly giving us something for the narrative side of the story, something for the non-narrative side of the story, and something for the missions themselves. And it was at that point when this is a feature we really got to push through with. But it was a monumental amount of work, particularly for Rob and Rod over there, to bring all the animation to life.
Yes, and congratulations on all of that. For some of you guys, when you guys realized, okay, we're going to have 3 characters, what were your reactions? Was it terror? I mean, it really does open up like new challenges for animation, for world design, and all that.
Yeah, I think, a little bit of apprehension, but not much. I think the first thing that was, I guess, compelling and interesting was what you could do as a player on missions and sort of make sure that you're playing the stuff that we want you to play, and you don't really have to have any sort of dead space. And then we started thinking about the narrative implications and things like that, and then we started thinking about the technological challenges. But it's fun as well, because you don't have to, I don't know if a character like Trevor could maybe anchor a game all by himself, and so then you can start really pushing these guys into aspects of them that makes them special and not worry about him being balanced necessarily, and so that worked.
Yeah, I think 60 hours with Trevor. For those of you who don't know, there was a character in the game, one of the 3 leads, Trevor. I actually think it's one of the greatest characters I've ever seen in crime fiction, period. But he is unstable, methed out, and homicidal. And it would be tough to spend 60 hours with him.
Yeah, and so we, from the animation side of things, we were just able to, you could have a guy that was really good with weapons. You could have a guy that was really good with driving and play with those things from a gameplay standpoint.
And also, in the world design, this massive, it's not just the city of Los Santos, it's also all the environments around it, the high desert, the mountains. Does that kind of lend itself towards the character of the city, of the geography?
How do you mean?
Well, that now you have these 3 different characters that live in different areas with different personalities. That you sort of there's the personality of the character, but also the personality of the city, of these regions.
Yeah, and you can take people through those things in ways because they live there.
And it let us do a very good kind of red state, blue state contrast, which we'd never really been able to do in one location before. So I think that was something we had a more kind of